Hello, 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 and welcome to another episode of LSPDFR Troubleshooting. Alright, today we're going to go over something that's maybe not on everyone's radar as far as being super important, but this is something that I ran into with it being not so much an issue, but something that I got tired of dealing with every time that I logged in. So, a little bit of background, what I did prior to recording this video was I had actually placed a Charger SRT8 model into my police 4 slot. Now the Charger SRT8, pretty beefy engine, it's a muscle car, and what I had replaced was the police floor slot, which was an unmarked Stanier, which is basically like a Crown Vic. So it sounded a little weak, so what I decided to do was dive into actually changing the engine sound and handling for that vehicle to more match the model that I had placed in there. So we're going to go ahead and do that. Let me dive right into this. So for this particular video, what I did was, yes, Apple updates or Adobe updates. Sorry about that. All right, so what I did for this video specifically was I placed a Zentorno supercar in the police old slot. Now the police old slot, I wouldn't recommend using unless you've got ELS, because I do not currently have ELS installed. My script hook is messed up, so I'm using non-ELS right now, and as you can see, my lights are non-existent. So I wouldn't suggest using the police old slot unless you've got ELS installed and working right now. But I use this as a dramatic kind of example, because as you can see and hear, this thing is not handling or sounding like a supercar in any sense. So, oh yeah, horrible. Alright, so what we're going to do is, I'm going to go ahead and get out of this real quick. I just wanted to show you guys the before we change everything so you can get a basis of what's going to be going on here. Yep, go ahead and exit to Windows. I do believe I've already got, yes, I already have OpenIV open. I'll go ahead and close it out so you guys can see what's going on here. All right, so we're going to start right at the beginning. You're going to go ahead and open OpenIV, Open4, whatever you want to call it. Now what we're going to be changing is the vehicles.meta file, which is going to be, make sure you're in your mods folder. If you do not have a mods folder, you need to create a mods folder. You do not want to be working anything outside of the mods folder with anything like this. If you mess up your files, you basically have to reinstall everything, and it's a big pain. So, all right, with that being said, go into your mods folder. You're going to go to Update, Update RPF, Common, Data, Levels, GTA 5, nope, and there it is right here. There's your vehicles.meta. We're going to go ahead and click on Edit Mode, enable that. Yep. All right, then we're going to right-click on that and go to Edit. All right, so we are working with the police old 1 slot. All right, here we go. Okay, so to change the, we're gonna change both the engine noise and the handling of that particular car, again, to match whatever model you may have installed to the actual vehicle performance and sound. So first, what we're going to do is we're going to change the engine noise. Now, you can change the engine noise. I can change the engine noise with the trainer that I have installed, Menu. Well, yeah, it works great. I got really tired of changing the engine noise every single time that I opened the game and spawned that particular vehicle. Plus, the handling wasn't always exactly up to snuff with the model that I had. So what we're going to do, engine noise. This is going to be a permanent engine noise fix until you want to change it. You want to find this line right here, audio name hash. We're going to go ahead and take that slash out of there. We're going to make it sound like an adder just because the Zentorno is not actually in this meta file, and it'll screw it up if I try to name it or make it sound like a Zentorno, which isn't great, but again, this is just more showing you guys how to get it done. So we're going to make it sound like an adder, and we're also going to make it handle like an adder. And that's it. and then you just save it. Now, I will say, I'm pretty comfortable working in the meta files. I generally know how to fix stuff if it ends up getting messed up. I can read through the coding and try to figure out what's going on. Not everyone can do that, so I would suggest making a backup of this vehicles.meta before you try to do anything. It's a good habit to get into. If all else fails, you can pull your sterile vehicles.meta file out of your the one that's not in your mods folder, the one that's actually in your game files, and you can replace that and start completely fresh. But if you've got other cars that you've adjusted the vehicles.meta for, that's going to get wiped. So like I said, I'd make a backup of whatever you do prior to making these changes, just in case it doesn't work. So now that the engine noise has changed and the handling line has changed, let's go ahead and just start up the Rage again. Yep. Yes, I have not updated my Rage Hook plugin in a little while. It's working, so I don't want to update it and have any surprises. So I had some issues doing this earlier, but I actually was able to go back in, like I said, and I was missing a bracket in my vehicles.meta file, and that made the game crash. So make sure you've, if you're familiar with coding, make sure everything's opened and closed correctly. That way you don't have any code that causes a crash. I actually would not be surprised if this crashes again right now. Every time I seem to try to record this, it crashes, and then I'm sitting there and trying to figure out what the problem is, and I gotta start my recording over again. So, and it's always something small with the coding. I'm just doing it too quick, and I just missed something. So, yeah, again, as far as the coding goes with that vehicles.meta, actually any of the files that are in, well, not any, most of the files are in there that can be edited. I would suggest downloading a program called Notepad++. It works a lot better than just editing the meta files within OpenIV. You can find things a lot easier and stuff like that. And I apologize, guys, that this video is kind of straightforward, straight through. I'm not cutting off where I should for editing purposes. I'm not super great at video editing, so rather than have you guys stumble through a bunch of awkward cuts and transitions, I'm just recording this all in one straight shot. All right, so we're loaded back in. Let me get my dude loaded up here. All right. All right, so let's get the police. Oh. Spawn police old 1. Again, this is not the greatest model. It's got a lot of bugs. I think I'm just going to warp right into this. Or I just can't get in. Why can I not get in here? Hello?
Hey, honey boo, you look great.
Okay.
I got you.
Why can't I get in this thing? What is going on here? Okay, let me try going on duty. See, that's what I'm talking about, technical difficulties. Can I get in here now? No? All right, stand by. We're gonna go on a drive real quick. Yeah. All right. Turn off the radio here. All right. Well. I don't know why. That model is really weird. If you're not using ELS and you want a Zentorno model for your police for whatever reason, don't use that one. It's really buggy. The doors don't work. The door animations don't work. Apparently I can't get into it. So, all right. Oh, look at that. What are you doing? All right. Oh, sorry about that, guys. I've never had that issue before, so... Oh, Hydra. Oh, there we go. Wait. Okay.
Unit 1, Lincoln 18. We've got an officer in need of assistance in, Pillbox Hill.
See, now it's handling a little bit better. I don't know why. Okay. This model is screwy, super screwy. But as you can see, it's worked. I've got better handling, way better handling. It sounds better. So that's really going to be it. Aside from the model being super buggy, which I apologize for, I probably should have tested this further before I actually recorded this video. But for all intents and purposes, it worked. The handling's better. Maybe not my driving, but the handling's better, and it sounds more appropriate to the model that is loaded in here. So, all right. With that being said, guys, I appreciate your views. Keep coming back. It's been a while since I've done my last one, but I hope to continue to do some more of these LSPDFR troubleshooting videos as you know, as things kind of come up. So if you have any questions about it, feel free to ask me. I'm not super great at this. I'm just kind of doing stuff that I think people might want to know as I learn how to do it. So I'm not giving people false information. If you guys have any requests for anything that you might not know how to do, I can either try to help you through it, or I'll just make another video to try to help you guys out. So thanks for sticking with me. I know it wasn't the smoothest video, but we got through it. Until next time, guys. Thanks.